How's it going, guys? I have been turned into a pig. Please, please, no. And how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Minecraft Let's Play. My name, of course, is System Z, and today, I believe, marks episode 93 of the Minecraft Let's Play, which is insane. Today, we're going to be building a windmill right over in that area, which is going to be a really, really cool location for this thing. But yes, look at this project. This whole town is almost complete. In fact, the windmill should pretty much be the last actual house that we're going to build, which is insane. I've gone ahead and added what I'm calling the inn over there, a little house here as well, more trees, and a lot more landscaping. So I want to really quickly check this out before we continue on. I don't want to show too much because obviously we've got the world tour coming up, but just a few cool little things that you can do in your world. Check this out. So with this house is a little bit raised up from this house. So I thought it'd be really cool to do like a little balcony outside. And it really blends in very, very nicely with this ridge, but it's just so cool. It adds so much to the atmosphere, and I love it. I really, really love it. And the second thing I've done is I've finally connected to the build up to the project hub, so I can easily walk in here, and we are now in the project hub to the unnamed town. We can go back and end up here on the farm, which is awesome. So no more having to fly all the way back to the cabin. A little cheaty, but much more convenient for me, so I'm okay with it. And then the last thing I want to show you, aside from this inn, which is nowhere near complete, literally it's grass inside, but check this out, this whole grove here with all the trees. It's such a peaceful little alleyway, and I love it. I'm very happy we decided to connect the road up from here, because this is a very atmospheric part of the town, and I feel like this really adds a lot, except for the zombie. Don't know where the zombie was, but it's there. It's a little creepy little forest. But yeah, today we're going to be building right here, so I'm going to get everything I need together so that we can put this windmill all together. And guys, grab your snacks and your drinks. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy. Consider subscribing so that way you'll be notified of all future uploads and live streams. And without further ado, let's get right on into it. Alrighty, guys, so I have got everything I need to go ahead and kick off this windmill. And I think every now and then, it's like every 30 episodes, I feel like we build a windmill somewhere. This is definitely at least the second one I've done. But what we're going to do first is just build the facade. You guys know how I do. The most important part is going to be the front face here, where we're going to actually have the windmill itself. The rest of it I'll do off camera, or at least in montage format. But let's go ahead and kind of get started here. I'm going to basically build up the entire face right now. So yeah, we're gonna build this first area up by, I believe, 4 blocks, so that should be 4, right? 1 2 3 4, and then we're gonna do one more on top of that. But anyways, guys, I'm not gonna do this in tutorial format, as I normally don't. I just wanted to say, and you guys are probably gonna get tired of me constantly talking about the channel and how things are going, but that's kind of how I recap the week in a way. I feel like this is the personal series. This is the series where we can just kind of talk and really kind of interact. And I think you guys like it for that reason as well. So anyways, I have now done 6 videos of the Minecraft Let's Play since my start. So we're past the month mark, a little bit onto the second now. But what I'm getting at is this video itself marks the 7th video in a row for this series, which doesn't sound like a lot, but those of you who know me, I think you agree that's a pretty nice accomplishment, and hopefully it's a good one that's kind of here to stay. And like I was saying last episode, I don't really necessarily just have this random rush. It feels more like something I can stick with. I finally figured out how to work my schedule around these videos, and I think we're good. I think I've finally gotten past that first initial start, and now we're just taking a ride. Alright, so I want to quickly figure out exactly what we're supposed to do here. I think the next part is pretty much going to be to do the mansard roof, which is the roof style that we're going to be doing for this one, because I feel like the taller buildings need to have that style in order to fit best. Now, I'm only doing this so that we can have something to wrap around, because I'm definitely not... Oh, that was perfect. Perfect amount. Point for me. But yeah, just so that we can have something to wrap around, because the mansard roof requires that. So now that's pretty much the step that we've got to do, is that roof style. So let me go ahead and grab everything I need. We can grab some dirt. Maybe I ought to bring some wood, or at least a crafting bench. You know what? We can just take the whole thing. I feel like that'd be a lot easier. I never do that. I don't know why I always leave the shulker box down at the bottom. It makes no sense. Alright, so now that I think about it, I think I'm actually supposed to go up one more block. Just one more block, I'm pretty sure, because that's the block that the roof sits on. I'm only doing these 5 block spaces just so that we can actually have the windmill and have it not like hit anything and not be bigger than the roof itself. So that's why I'm doing that. But yeah, alright, so let's get started by just wrapping it around. You guys know how it goes. Basically just put some stairs, create like an overhang out of them, and then once you have that ledge kind of built, you're going to want to basically go up by 1 block, and I'll do that in a second. Yeah, kind of halfway tutorial, half commentary here. But yeah, so build up by 1 block just like this, and then stack that with stairs as well, and just keep doing that until you reach the height that you want. So basically just doing like this, and I'll probably continue it up to 1 more time. That's usually what I do. Now, as I said last episode, I think it was, or no, not last episode, it was the episode before with the temple there. This is a French style, and I don't know why I wanted to go with it here, because I feel like this is more of a Dutch themed, you know, city because of the color scheme, I guess. But I don't know. I thought that that would really go well, and you know what? I was definitely right. I think this roof style mixed with the TP is perfect. But yeah, okay, so that's pretty much the height that I wanted to go with, and at that point, or is it? No, I don't think it is, actually, because this is the ledge. We wanted to go up by 1 more. I think I'm actually supposed to go up by even 1 more. That's crazy. This is a little too high. We'll give it a shot, though. Is it getting dark? Almost. So did you guys see the eclipse, by the way? Let me know if you did. I'd love to know. That is totally not the right thing I'm supposed to be doing. I did a little bit. I was working, unfortunately, but I got to get a glimpse of it, and it was pretty nifty. I was about 95% in the total zone. Totality. That's about how much I was. Close to me, though, we were 100%, so I got to see a good portion of it, which was pretty cool. Man, look, there's fish down there. I love it. That's exactly why I wanted it. Okay, so now the roof is pretty much done. Oh, parkour skills to the max. I'm going to go ahead and sleep so that way we can have a bright day, and we will continue on with the facade. This looks very funny, but it won't look funny for long. Alright, so now we need to add kind of like a TP front face to this facade. So we're going to quickly go up this little tornado of dirt and add that. And that'll pretty much do it for the hard blocks. Then it's just pretty much decorations, and then the windmill, which the windmill is the part that I'm not looking forward to. Windmills are like the hardest thing to build, in my opinion. I don't know why it is. I guess it's just because you have to basically replicate a design twisted 3 times, which is a little weird. But yeah, okay, so I think that's a little wrong, actually. I don't know for sure how high this is supposed to be. I don't think I'm prepared in any way. I never am, so that's fine. But let's start by adding this design here, and then we will do that. This commentary is terrible. My apologies. This is how I build. Ladder, plants for hire. I'm just kidding. That, yeah, okay, now we've got it. So it's only supposed to be that high. There we go. So whenever what is going on? Oh, that was weird. Too weird. Okay, there. Finally good. So now we can add the TP style. It's always weird when you don't have placeholder blocks in place, and now that we do, it's a lot easier. But that is the only thing we really had to do, except I think this might be wrong. That is supposed to be inwards like that, and that should be that. Should be the design. I forgot the trapdoors. That sucks. That's the one thing I don't like about building extremely tall buildings, is that whenever you miss something, you completely screw yourself over because you have to go all the way up. And there we go. Cool. I also need to put a poppy on there, but I'll do that later. But that is pretty much it for the roof, other than the actual other sides of the build. So now we need to add the smaller details, which we can start with this little kind of, what is it called, horizontal beam first, which I'm just going to start by doing this and doing some awesome parkour. Then we're gonna put some signs, which if I can do this as carefully as possible. That's one of the things I like about the shulker boxes. I just now realized that is that I can easily just pop it on the side of a building. That is awesome. That's such a genius move. Okay, so that's done, and now I just need to add a stair here, a stair on, oh come on. Not gonna be possible. There we go. Stair on that side, and then of course the same on this side. Probably not gonna be able to do it. There we go. Okay, I think we're getting there, guys. We're definitely getting there. Let's fly on over here and see what we've got so far. I hate it. I'm just kidding. I think that's, yeah, that's messed up, definitely. Man, I'm trying to rush, and I don't know why. Let's calm down. Let's collect ourselves. So what are you guys building right now in your world? Please let me know. I'd like to see it on Twitter, too, if you have any pictures to share. I always like seeing what you're building because a lot of you are better builders than me, which baffles me because I don't know why you watch me. But yeah, I mean, I've actually been really surprised several times by a lot of you because back when like I opened my server for the first time, oh man, I remember that. You guys joined and like started building while I was live streaming, and I was just captivated because one guy joined and just like randomly out of nowhere started building a castle that was amazing looking, and then he just never joined again and I never heard from him. I was kind of sad because it was such a cool build. I wanted to see it finished, but yeah, I've learned a lot from those moments. And so when I ask you guys what you're building, you know, I'm not necessarily wanting to just see it for the conversation, but I really am interested because it teaches me a little bit. I learned some cool tricks. So please let me know what you're building. I'd like to see it. You can send it to me on Twitter at SystemZ. Let's go ahead and add this window while we're here, which is cool because we're going to actually have a little 3 plant. Oh, not 4. Let's take that away. And pop down some glass panes, followed by the overhang that we always do because I'm very repetitive when building, which is fine. You got to have a style. Do that. Boom, bap. And boom, bap, and then a sign in the middle, and that finishes that. We just got to add some plants there. So now I think we're actually ready for the actual windmill, which is scary because this is going to be a lot of work. So I think this should be a good enough height. I want to, or probably a little lower actually. I want to make sure that we're not going to fall off at all during this point. So I'm going to make this platform as big as I can, so that way we can move around freely and not have to worry about anything. But yeah, alright, so this is almost done, guys. Bear with me. I know the commentary is terrible right now, and I do apologize for that. But let's start by going right here in the middle, or actually 2 blocks up. Yeah, right there. So 2 blocks above that trapdoor. Do 1 block out, and then that. We're also going to throw a button on there, because why not? Get our shulker box, put it in the corner. The ultimate commentary styles of SystemZ, and this is where the tricky part is. I'm surprised they still haven't fixed the ability to put dark oak fences just on a surface. You actually have to have a block under them, which is just terrible, and I hate that so much. Let's do that. There we go. And now we can actually start this windmill. So I've got some wool for this, just ordinary white wool, which is really all you need. And this is a style that I usually always go with. You'll probably see that all of my windmills have this exact pattern. So let's go ahead and start by doing this first one, and then I'll probably do the rest off camera because it takes a little bit of, you know, time to like pick and place. But yeah, we're gonna start with 1 there, go 2 out from there, and I might as well jump up on here, and then 3 blocks out. I'll try and get a good camera angle of this. 1 block on top of that, another there, and then basically create like a little triangle tip, just like that. And I think this is actually wrong. It is. Or is it? I feel like there's no way that's... I think that is right. I know it's probably weird because it's right there on the edge, but I think that's fine. Don't judge me. It's just going to scrape the entire wall off of this build. So that's the pattern. You're just going to want to flip that each time around. But let me go sleep and we'll continue with that. I know the shape looks a little odd, but trust me, that is the shape that we're going to go with, because once we add it like along the rest of it, it should look a lot better. So I'm going to do this second one, and then I'm going to do the rest off camera. But this one basically carries the same design, only slightly different angle, if that makes any sense. So just like we did with that one, we're going to start with 2, and instead of doing, it's basically like 1 block out and just flipped around. So instead of doing 3 blocks on top, we're going to do 3 blocks on the bottom, if that makes any sense. And that is extremely weird looking, but yeah, and then we're going to do 2 blocks from there, and let me go ahead and remove this little scaffold, and I guess go under it. So 2 blocks from there, just like on the top. So boom, boom, and then create the little corner piece. So just like that. I know it's a little confusing, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it all starts to kind of make sense. And if I get a good view, which I can't because of the scaffold in the way, but yeah, you can see it is literally just that, just flipped downwards a little bit. So on the top of each piece, in the direction it's going, you're going to have this stairway. That's kind of how I know I'm doing it correctly. So then we'll have another one going that way, and then another one going that way. But anyways, let me go ahead and do all of that just so that we're not wasting time with my, random babbling that never makes any sense when I'm making a YouTube video while I'm building. And I'm going to fix this too, and I'll be right back. So I'm basically just trying to add a few leaves around. That way we have a little bit more color before you guys see it, because I feel like it looks a lot better with the leaves. Without it, it's just a whole bunch of white, and it looks very bland. And that should be good. I only want it going up the side of the building. Alright guys, this is it. The moment of truth. How does this windmill look? Bam! Oh, okay. That's actually not that bad. I thought it would look a little bit worse, to be honest. But you know what? I'm actually a big fan of it. The only thing I kind of want to change is the leaf color. Maybe if we add birch in there, it would look a little bit better since it's in this area. It's a little bit greener than out here. But yeah, overall, I think that'll work. I think that looks pretty good. There's only a few things I would really change, and that's just kind of making it blend a little bit better and pop. But you know, for now, I think that's fine. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is place the flowers and go ahead and get started with the rest of the build. That way we can properly end off the episode. So guys, I'm going to get the rest of the build finished, and I will see you in just a moment. And with that, pretty much finishes another build on the Minecraft Let's Play. We have now got a windmill in this beautiful town. And you know, that's a really atmospheric walk if you think about it. Being able to kind of see that in view. If that was moving, that would be amazing. And before you go commenting, I just kind of realized something. You know, it's covered by trees. There's probably not much wind flow through here, so this is probably not the most logical placement for this windmill. I just think it looks best. But if you want to get kind of technical, theoretically, if we have wind coming down from the mountains, you know, maybe that's enough to blow the windmill. Maybe. But yeah, so the last thing we're going to do is pretty much create a little pathway over here. Nothing special, basically the same thing we did yesterday, or not yesterday, last episode, just by kind of placing jungle wood and everything through here. But guys, before we end off the episode, I wanted to talk really quickly about a cool documentary that Ashley and I watched yesterday. Late last night, we ended up staying up watching the documentary Chasing Coral, which is available on Netflix, free to watch, obviously, if you have Netflix. Oh, Jesus, that scared me. I saw the shadow, and that was probably the freakiest thing I've ever seen. Oh, Jesus, okay. Yeah, anyways, nice terrors there. Yeah, so Chasing Coral, it's a nice little documentary about essentially trying to capture what is happening to a majority of the, you know, Great Barrier Reefs and coral farms, not farms, but coral little, you know, spots in the world, which at the end of the day is titled bleaching. Now, I'm not really going to act all scientific and like I know everything about coral reefs and all that kind of stuff. I do know that they are one of the most beautiful features of the world and the ocean, and it's really a shame because, you know, if you think about it, they are really all dying. I mean, if you look at the statistics, 30 years from now, we may not ever see any coral reefs again. Which is a pretty big bummer in my opinion. And you know, I really, really highly suggest you guys to check that particular documentary out, because it's very, well, it's a good documentary. First of all, it's put together really, really well, but also it really just kind of lets you see into the ocean a little bit and lets you kind of get an idea of what, you know, how, I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I've realized how much of the world is unexplored by the normal, like, human eye. A lot of people, you know, everything has pretty much been explored at this point, but there's still a lot of stuff that a majority of the world will never see because they don't take the time to go see it. and that's making me want to go and explore coral reefs. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just really highly suggest you guys check it out. It's just a genuinely good documentary. It's really informative, and if I had to watch again, I would. But yeah, I don't really know what else I was gonna say about that. I just wanted to mention it. So yeah, that's on Netflix. Very, very, very cool film. And there's a lot of cool stuff about coral reefs that I didn't know. One of which is that they can actually glow. I kind of always knew that there was some sort of luminescent, feature about them, but not always. Apparently, it's a emergency response, kind of like a fever. But no, not fever. That's bleaching. But yeah, I don't know. There's some really cool stuff, and they're really odd, but very cool. And one of my favorite quotes from the documentary was that, everyone tries to get into space and understand space and find, alien life, but we basically have what looks like aliens underwater. Coral reefs really do kind of look, alien-esque. I don't have any spruce wood. And if anyone in the comments is like, a master in terms of like marine biology, and everything about coral reefs and half of the stuff I've said makes no sense, pardon me, because I'm no, marine biologist. I just saw a cool documentary. And it was really late, so I don't know everything about it. But I do know that it was very interesting. And I've done a little bit of research as far as like, wanting to go see what we do have left of coral reefs and all that kind of stuff. Because I feel like it's one of those things that while it's still here, it's probably inevitable at this point that they will all die eventually. But at least now take the time to maybe consider go checking one out. So that leaves me to the next question. Does anyone know where a good coral reef is for viewing, kind of in the Florida area? I know there's a lot, but one that is kind of living well and healthy. But guys, with that, pretty much brings the end of the episode. That is pretty much the pathway. There's a lot that I have not done with this build yet. Obviously the interior and some window placement. I just wanted to get the majority of the build done, which it is in this scenario. And I'd love your opinions on it because I think it looks really, really cool. And it's provided enough entertainment for a short little episode. But guys, with that brings the next project. I think it's time to start working on the castle. So let me know if you have any castles you'd like to share. Send them on Twitter. Let me know what you think I should do it in, style-wise. And guys, that's what the windmill looks like. Very, very cool build. I'm very happy we've added that. I wish it was a little bit taller, but I think that adds a lot to the farm area. Because when you're walking through and you see that, that's very, very nice. And I'll add a few other things soon, like more trees and kind of better landscaping around it and really make it pop. But for now, I think that's going to do it. So guys, let me get a really cool view here and take off all of my armor and do an outro. And with that brings the end of the episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing so that way you'll be notified of all future uploads and live streams. And let me know your opinions of the Chasing Coral documentary if you do decide to check it out. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name has been System Z. You guys have been awesome, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.